first graders and first grade parents, Miss Pagan here. Today is Thursday. We're going to talk about what we're going to do for journal today. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Students got to design a hat and they got to think about the question, why is their hat the best hat? They got to write a topic sentence where they stated their opinion, and they got to write their first detail sentence describing something about their hat. Today, students are going to be writing their second detail sentence, their third detail sentence, and their conclusion. In order to do the writing today, students should have their workout from yesterday, especially their picture, so they can go back and use it as a reference when they're writing their detail sentences. Students are going to choose a sentence starter for their second detail sentence. They can choose also, in addition, or next, making sure to put a comma after their transition words. Students should be looking back at their picture, picking out one detail that shows that their hat is the best hat. They then get to choose one sentence starter and making sure that they say it out loud before they are writing, making sure they say their full sentence, their full idea before putting it on paper. After they have shared their detail sentence, they can go ahead and pick up where they left off from yesterday. So wherever they ended with detail 1, that's where they will go ahead and start detail 2. So they're going to start their sentence, they're going to write it, making sure they put their comma after their transition words and end with a period. They'll go back and do those quick checks, checking for a capital letter at the beginning, a finger space between their words, their punctuation marks, and making sure they whisper read to themselves to make sure it makes sense and that they didn't leave anything out. After they have done their second detail sentence, they're going to be ready for their third detail. I again put up some transition words as their sentence starters. They get to choose one of their choice. They can use finally, comma, last, comma, or lastly. Again, they're going to want to look back at their picture to pick out one more detail that makes their hat the best hat. They'll then choose their sentence starter, complete the sentence with that detail about what makes it the best hat. And then, of course, they're going to share it out loud to make sure that it sounds correct, that nothing's been left out, and that their idea is really coherent. After they have shared their sentence, it's going to be time to write their last detail. So they'll pick up where they left off with detail 2. That's where they will start detail 3. After they write their sentence, they will go back and do their quick checks again, checking for an uppercase letter at the beginning, finger space between their words, a punctuation mark at the end, and of course their comma, and then whisper reading to make sure that it makes sense. After they finish their third detail, they'll be ready for their conclusion. I've again put up some sentence starters that they can use, that they can choose from. Now, the conclusion, if you remember, always ties back to the topic sentence. It always kind of repeats what the topic sentence says, just in a little bit of a different way. If again we think about a paragraph as a sandwich, the topic sentence is the bread and so is the conclusion. They both need to kind of mirror each other and sound very similar. The details are the pieces in the middle, the meat, the cheese, the lettuce. So we want to make sure that topic sentence and that conclusion sound similar and really echo each other in saying the same thing. They get to choose their own sentence starter from in conclusion, which they would need to put a comma because those are transition words. This is why, and these are the reasons. So for example, they might say, this is why my hat is the best hat. Or in conclusion, this is why I believe or I think my hat is the best hat. Or these are all the reasons why my hat is the best hat. So they get to choose which one they would like and then go ahead and write it under their last detail sentence. So again, picking up where they left off after detail 3, writing their conclusion, of course, making sure they say it out loud to you first before they go ahead and start writing. Then they will do their quick checks, checking for an uppercase letter at the beginning, finger space in between their words, punctuation marks, and of course, whisper reading to make sure that it makes sense. After they finish their conclusion, it's now going to be time to go back to their topic sentence from yesterday and have students read all the way through to make sure that nothing's been missed, to make sure that it makes sense, and of course to make sure that their letters have been placed nicely on the line and that they've really used their best handwriting. If they've done that, then that means that they have a full, complete paragraph and they've done a really, really nice job. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Miss Pagan, or to your child's teacher. I hope you enjoyed the writing for this week, and I look forward to seeing you for writing again tomorrow.